The Tuttle Learning Walk is new to most people in our community. The Learning Walk is a brick path meandering through the grass alleyway that connects two historic landmarks, our 1843 Tuttle Cabin and the Sunken Garden Windmill and Park. Building was started in May of 2020, and it is getting closer to being finished. The walk is owned and maintained by the City of Pella. Tuttle Cabin is my office for Historic Pella Trust, and it serves as a mini museum. My name is Jennifer Van Coten, and I am the Executive Director for Historic Pella Trust. The seed for this project was planted several years ago by exploring the potential for this abandoned alley that sits just west of Tuttle Cabin. The Trust wanted to create an entertaining way for visitors, both adults and children, to learn about Pella's history and heritage. Conveying the history will be accomplished by placing 6 engraved signs for guests to pause and read along the way. During our planning, it became evident that the long-term maintenance would be necessary for this path. Maintenance would be expensive and a lot to handle for a small nonprofit like ours. We invited City Council members to the cabin for a fireside meeting. We showed them a large drawing done by Country Landscapes, and we proposed that we were willing to attempt raising funds to build the walk, if the city was willing to own and maintain it. The council did visualize the potential of this learning walk if it were funded by Historic Pella Trust. Many civic projects of this nature fall through because of other budget priorities. The challenge was accepted, and our fundraising efforts began in 2018. After several design sessions with Klinger Engineering in Pella, the details were approved by the Pella City Council. The walk has been designed to last for generations, with all the materials anchored to cement foundations, along with high-quality signage that is being prepared. The total cost of this project will be close to $200,000, including some work done on the Tuttle Cabin yard. We still need to bring in around $37,000 to finish. The project was divided into 3 phases so that the building could begin on phase 1 as soon as the funds were available to do so. With the COVID-19 pandemic slowing down contributions, we may have jumped the gun on this one because some of the funds raised were meant for phase 2 and 3. Phase 1 is done, and we will continue to work towards our goal. Along with the walk, you will find native limestone outcroppings and soon 2 limestone benches. The path has been planted with heritage flowers, bushes, and trees, many of which will be labeled so that our visitors can enjoy knowing more about the many varieties they see. The plant varieties include bluebells and asters, coneflowers and peonies, brown-eyed Susan, and native grasses for season-long color and texture. The Pella Garden Club raised funds towards Phase 3. They provided the plants for along the Tuttle Learning Walk and Tuttle Cabin. Historic Pella Trust offers living history field trips for 2nd grade and homeschool students. They spend several hours listening to the stories and doing activities related to the mid-1800s. The Learning Walk will be a great addition for this program. The field trips were canceled because of the pandemic, but an online family version was offered on our website blog page. Canceling turned out to be a blessing because the construction had been delayed due to the weather, and it could be difficult to combine the two. There were spaces designed along the walk to stand out of the way and read the history where the signs were being located. The signs will use QR technology to expand on the information written on the signage. The topics will include information about the area before the Europeans even saw it, the life of the Native American, the tall grass prairies, the grove of native trees, the walnuts, oaks, and breadbud and maple. You will learn about the vast wildlife that flourished here and the fossils, including the massive mammoth. The new purchase treaty allowed homesteads to be built west of Fairfield after May 1 of 1843. Thomas and Nancy Tuttle placed their claim on an area that included downtown Pella. They built this walnut log cabin, and it is still on the original lot. Signage will tell about their farming lifestyle and about the neighbors, the Nosman, Welch, Buffington, and Brown families. In July of 1847, Reverend Moses Post brought a group of 5 Dutchmen to Tuttle Cabin to inquire about the purchase of land for a community they planned to call Pella. Dominie Henry Sculty was the leader and the only one, other than Post, who could speak English. The Tuttles agreed to accept the offer of gold for the land that included the downtown area. In only 5 days, 33 other homesteaders also agreed to sell their properties to Sculty. Dominie Sculty had 800 Dutch followers that were waiting to find a place to start their new community. They were camped in St. Louis while the search party looked for land to settle. They soon traveled up the Mississippi River to Keokuk and through Fairfield to find their new home, Pella, Iowa. The Dutch started up many businesses to help with the new town, such as several general stores, the Joseph Porter sawmill, and the Tomb brick factory. The Civil War broke out and the Dutch became involved. Sculty wrote many letters to his friend, President Lincoln. North Street was renamed Lincoln Street after the assassination, and Sculty grieved the loss of a good friend. Did you ever wonder why the Dutch left Holland? Was it religious freedom? Do you want to learn more about our school and church history? Help us to finish the Tuttle Learning Walk. The impact of industry has always been a Pella's strength. We will discuss the influence of industry in historic Pella, such as the Birkins Wagon Factory and the Pella Drain and Tile. The railroad came to Pella in 1864. This transportation had a big impact on the success and ability to move products in and out of Pella. Before, it often took over a week to get supplies. Between 1882 and 1913, Pella added a fire department, city water, telephone, sewer, and mail. Sunken Garden was a cooling pond for the Walder Brothers power plant in 1889. It was also the location for the very first tulip time in 1935. There are many interesting activities that took place in this beautiful park that has a wooden shoe-shaped pond in the middle. We feel the Tuttle Learning Walk will be a high-interest tourist attraction that will provide a lasting tribute to our Dutch ancestors. I sincerely thank all of the foundations, businesses, and individuals from around the United States who have helped to build the Tuttle Learning Walk. I also want to thank Jim Emmert for his help in making this video about Tuttle Learning Walk. Supporting Historic Pella Trust will finish this project and will help to protect endangered historic properties in Pella. Your contribution can make a difference. May I count on your support for Historic Pella Trust?